Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew, man? We're back today, man. We got our Tommy G visual for y'all today. Today's video, exposing America's most notorious community. Well, I can say they don't be pressed over here. They be pressed on the main channel, man. Exposing America's most notorious cult. What group do you think that is, see?
I have no clue. Notorious. A cult. There's so many cults.
You just keep using the word.
Oh, well, so many communities. Like I just learned about that one dude that he was in. I was like, was it really one?
What?
You know, Aaron said he was in one.
Oh,
and I was like, was it really considered
they did
that?
In the Kevin Lane video. We did.
Like, was it really considered that, or y'all just called it that because it seemed, you know?
But it probably was one, or developing to become one.
And it was like,
and they probably didn't know, and then realized it later, and was like, "Oh, this ain't what I'm signing up for." And
then you have like what's the
one? I wonder which one artist that said, was it Kehlani said she grew up in one? Or was it Doja Cat?
Don't give me the line. I do know somebody said that they did grow up in one, but I can't remember.
It was the East Coast. Well, I mean, not the East Coast, West Coast. One, the West Coast joint.
And then you got the one I just said, I was trying to pronounce. Yeah. But you got that, and I'm like, okay, that they consider that one as well. So I don't know. We'll see.
It's a football player who went into one. Like, he left from his career.
I remember. I know about that as well.
Bro, you know how many that's active and you just really don't even pay attention to? It's just like somebody just kind of disappear off the face of the earth, and then you like, damn, they dead. You be like, nah, because you see images.
Over here. You said what?
Yeah. But hey, with that being,
oh, you said slide over. No, okay, you doing too much.
You doing too much. You be doing the most. But hey, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you gotta do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals.
Like it with a thumbs up.
I was just telling you to move this because I knew you had them out. I don't know why you be acting like you got a long wingspan.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You just got long shoulders, bro. You got little arms.
Let's go. Oh, Scientology. Yes.
How would you define Scientology?
A family-destroying human trafficking cult. When you die, it's just your body that died. You as a Thetan just jump into another body.
So I was born in Scientology. From the very first breath that I took, I was in the billion-year contract.
Pledging themselves lifetime after.
Huh? I didn't know they had been around so long. Because I feel... Did you?
I don't know.
I just recently really start I guess hearing or knowing about them within the last 5 years.
I think right now they're the most growing to become such a big, powerful group. I ain't gonna lie, them ones out in Utah, they kind of.
Thank you. Come on.
They move like one dog. You know.
I don't know.
Very first breath that I took, I was in the billion-year contract.
Pledging themselves lifetime after lifetime for 1 billion years.
Pat Harney, you gotta relax. This is public, right? You open it up. All are welcome. Whoa. Wait, where is the private property line?
You need to leave right now.
Don't touch
private
me.
Property.
Don't touch me.
It's private property. You need to leave right now.
How's the Sea Org treating you? We can help you get out if you want to.
Yeah, get out. You're trespassing.
Where's the line?
Okay.
Where's the line?
Pepper spray. Now you get out. Or
Not pepper spray.
I'm gonna start knocking.
Start knocking. What you said?
Before I begin exposing one of America's most notorious cults and reveal to you what they do behind closed doors, first let's get you up to speed on what this religion is. Scientology is a religion that was started by L. Ron Hubbard, a man who also happens to have the Guinness World Record for being one of the most published science fiction writers of all time. It's a bit of a complicated religion, so bear with me, folks.
A scientific writer, so he can tell very good, truthful, but false stories.
Yeah, because you remember, I can't remember.
I can't remember nothing. I don't be. I ain't gonna lie, with these and the groups and stuff, I don't be deep dive.
Because I knew about Scientology. I just didn't know that it was this deep. Like it was.
Yeah, I thought it was something else.
Like a.
Recently, I just realized it was like a religious thing.
Yes.
Before, I thought it was just a group of people that study science or something.
Because, earlier I said I didn't know. I just learned 5 years ago. Not the actual, like, what it is, but just that it was like a religious thing.
Yeah, I literally thought there was a group of people that would like an organization that specifies in science backing and knowledge
like real,
and stuff.
Headstrong about it. But I didn't know that it was like, yeah. So
I'm just ignorant to
It's based on the premise that a galactic overlord named Xenu brought billions of beings to Earth millions of years ago, chucked them into volcanoes, exploded them with bombs, and created creatures called Thetans, which essentially is this invisible spirit that attaches itself to you and is responsible for all of the negative things in your life, ranging from anxiety, addiction, emotional pain, and more. And the only way to remove these pesky Thetans from your body is to follow L. Ron Hubbard's foolproof process. His methods involve paying boatloads of money to the church for courses called auditing classes, and even signing yourself up for a lucrative billion-year contract.
It's them classes.
Them
Dude
classes,
said he was taking them classes.
Spending all
Remember,
that
he
money.
kept saying he was taking all these business classes. It's those classes that he was taking.
The church. This cult has a shocking list of charges against it made by former members who allege the following. From the age of 2 on, you sometimes saw your parents only once a week.
Yeah.
I remember we had one nanny, she was like 16 years old, and she was like stuck with like infants, like.
It was, that whole thought process pretty much just stopped at the point where I was like, I don't know what to do about this.
In order to investigate this religion for ourselves, we head to Scientology's 2 main hubs, Clearwater, Florida, and Los Angeles, California. What we find is a world guarded by secrecy. We have numerous clashes with church security, we hear heartbreaking stories from former members who were born into the religion, and we observe how Scientology has put a stranglehold on the city of Clearwater. Folks, truth is the most powerful weapon we have against lies, manipulation, and corruption. This is what Scientology does not want you to see.
I want to can someone infiltrate one of these little groups and like, without being persuaded to believe. Because somebody really go in, like, really is trying to, like, expose it, but be there for like a year or two, finding
without
all this,
actually like getting brain.
I think somebody like me, because I don't believe in...
You know something? And I feel like so many people think like that. Even myself, I'd be like, I don't think that someone can like brainwash me into
now
doing
you know
something.
me.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is I wonder if other people think like that or have thought like that, and then they get into it and they like, dang, I done got in too deep, and like... Because I feel like everyone kind of thinks... Well, not everyone, but majority of people think like...
reason why I'm saying it because you know how I am with other things, and
sometimes some people know how to... They know exactly what to do, how to do it, good game, how to talk, how to...
Bro,
to like... I'm telling
you.
I
question everything. I've
not saying you won't be able to.
With everything, I've indulged in things, and I'm like... And I study, and I learn about it, and I could have... But I can pull myself out, and I'm not an easy persuaded person. I'm an individual who likes to flow on his own kindness. But I think they'll be able to suss me out and be like, "You gotta go."
Okay.
I swear, bro. Like
I think you would.
I'm not a very easily manipulated person. I don't like me. I'm a very if y'all know how those like certain people they always questioning things, always going against like. Even like in class, it's that one kid that always got to do the opposite.
Going against the grain, huh?
That was me. And that is me. Because I'm just not going to fold for anything. I'm not just going to believe anything somebody tells me. I'm going to question it. I'm going to do my own research. And I want to like... And I'll listen to you or whatever. Like even like... I know so many people like back in the day, like that even bought into like these the pyramid scheme stuff. And I'm like... And then they'll approach me. I hear you out. But I'll be like, you know how many people fail for that shit? You know? I don't know. See, like, you still a little weak-minded comparison.
No, I never said you was weak-minded. I never said that. I just said I wonder how many other people think or had previously thought like that.
And
then they end up getting trapped. Yeah.
I feel you.
Folks, before I stick my boot up Scientology's ass, I got an announcement for you. These sweatshirts that have sold out many times, we finally restocked. We also have a gray version right here, a new colorway, and also one of my favorite t-shirts we ever made from the Underworld collection on the website, tommyjimmickey.com. See you guys there. Between Clearwater and Los Angeles, this is where Scientology is primarily located. We're going undercover to start this operation, and we'll be boots on the ground here in Clearwater, Florida. These guys get $50 a week.
Yeah.
They need a union.
$50 a week? You got me fucked.
That's the dudes or something?
No, they get paid $50 a week.
Oh, they only get paid 50.
Down here in Clearwater, Florida.
You know me with that
These guys
too.
get $50 a week.
Yeah.
They need a union in Scientology, huh?
It feels like we're in like a nuclear testing town, almost.
But look, like the Scientology people on the roof right there, maybe trying to sign $1 billion contract to see.
But also, I don't think they'll let me in.
What are the the $50 a week? Like,
They probably don't work. They probably
no,
don't.
that's what I was about to say. Like,
no,
what do
they
I
have
do?
to. They have to work because they behind the courses and stuff.
Like, they work within the whatever.
But they still gotta be making some type of money because they have to spend
within
money
the
on
facility.
their
That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that's what I was like. Do y'all like room, board, feeding? Do y'all have 3 meals? Like, are y'all? Because $50 and y'all in Florida and California, ain't nobody. How does that work?
the org for $50 a week.
I have been helping people who have been abused or defrauded by Scientology.
This is Mark Bunker, a journalist, activist, city councilman, and Clearwater resident who spent over 2 decades fighting against Scientology. While many others would fold under the harassment and intimidation campaign that the church used on him, he has refused to be silenced. We pick him up and drive around Clearwater, and he helps us navigate Scientology's territory. Is there a place where a gathering place where they want to bring me in to tell me more about it?
There's a welcome center. This is the Hacienda Gardens, and this is where the Sea Org members live. They sign a billion-year contract to work for Scientology. The trees are going to cover up one area or level until, boom, right here. Apparently, Miscavige lives behind those trees.
We would be kept up all night and sleep for a few hours under our desk. Basically, any little sense of joy that you had, there were people marching around trying to take it away. My name is Jenna Miscavige, and I was born and raised in Scientology, and I left when I was 22 years old.
This is Jenna Miscavige. She was born into Scientology and is the niece of David Miscavige, the man who seized power of the church in 1987 after L. Ron Hubbard died and has ruled the church with an iron fist, allegedly, ever since. This is kind of like if Kim Jong-un's niece fled North Korea, lived to tell the tale, and we got to interview her. In Scientology, her life was tightly controlled. She endured intense indoctrination, physical labor, and emotional manipulation. Here's what she had to say.
When I was 9 years old, I did what Scientology calls a purification rundown, where I had to be in a sauna for 5 hours a day. Yeah, and I would get like bloody noses even, but you have to keep going until you achieve whatever it is they want you to. Like, you have to voice something that's the result of that program, or else you have to keep doing it, basically.
Well, my name is Serge. I grew up in Scientology.
And after surviving a period of horrific neglect as a child, the church began to groom him to be a rising star of their auditing team. Auditing, by the way, is one of the main exercises of this religion. It's the practice of someone getting relentlessly questioned until they are able to release painful or traumatic thoughts that they may be holding on to, believing that once they do that, they can free themselves of this negative baggage they are holding on to. This is his account of what he experienced.
The kids go from the very bottom of the org board, which is like the maids, the ones that are like 14-year-olds doing the beds of the adults that are booking rooms at the hotels, right? They recruit all the little young ones because they can have them do anything.
As a 12-year-old, basically, they put me into full-time training. So I was basically studying full-time. In Scientology, they would just call it an auditor. And then at one point that switched where I changed to be training to be the person who trains auditors.
This is Aaron Smith-Levin. His mom got him into Scientology at an early age, and after being pushed to drop out of public school at only 12 years old, he spent most of his waking hours working for the church. Now all grown up and free from the cult, he is one of Scientology's most active critics, known for his YouTube channel Growing Up in Scientology.
I worked full-time for Scientology from the age of 12 to 26. I was taken out of school to work full-time for Scientology. I never went to high school. I don't have a diploma or anything like that.
Aaron's brother and I become like these like child prodigies that David Miscavige and Shelley were very obsessed with because we completed the metering course and got a license. We were the first kids that were able to read the e-meter.
For reference, an e-meter is a sort of primitive lie detector that Scientology uses during auditing sessions to see if you are telling the truth. If an e-meter indicates to an auditor that you may be hiding something, even your darkest secret, you will be questioned again and again and again until you reveal that thought.
Perfectly on a video and get a pass by Shelley Miscavige, which was like the biggest deal in the world at the time.
You weren't just born into any family in Scientology, the Miscavige family. Of course, in attempting to get both sides of the story, we sent multiple interview requests to Scientology to speak to David Miscavige or a media representative. But due to the disastrous feedback they get when they do speak publicly, the church quite simply does not do interviews. In fact, David Miscavige has only done one interview with a journalist, with Ted Koppel back in 1992.
You realize there's a little bit of a problem in getting people to talk critically about the Church of Scientology because, quite frankly, they're scared.
Oh, no.
And since then, and for over 30 years, he has been radio silent except for totally scripted and bizarre Scientology-made media that looks like this.
Whatever you have heard, if you haven't heard it from us, I can assure you, we are not what you expect.
For a man that rules Scientology like a big tough guy, little David folds like a lawn chair when it comes to any sort of accountability or questions from the public. But there may be a reason for that. Here are some of the allegations against David.
You have written a whole book about your son, and you've called the book Ruthless.
Yeah. A very, very aggressive style and a tendency to violent outbursts that are physical in nature.
And to give you an idea of what type of guy he is, just look at what he did to his own parents that left Scientology. He and the church published hit piece websites about his parents, claiming his dad to be nothing more than a pots and pans salesman who punches his wife, and also adding that he lied about his book, saying that he was not in prison, he was not starved, and he did not have to escape from the church. And then he made his stepmom out to be a lying gold digger who wants to exploit her stepson for fame. My guy Keegan did some digging and found out that after David's parents escaped the church, they eventually settled down in West Allis, which is only 10 minutes from us in Milwaukee. He FOIA requested West Allis police records and found that Scientology paid a private investigator 10 grand a week to tail his dad and give hourly reports on his activities and whereabouts. This private investigator was found with a gun, silencer, and over 2,000 rounds of ammunition in his trunk. Stalking people with private investigators is allegedly a favorite tactic of this lovely church and shows you just the tip of the iceberg of how much Scientology tries to ruin your life if you leave the religion or try and speak out against them.
I don't know how many people they squeeze into one apartment. 8 to 12, I believe.
From the outside, it looks like a normal Florida apartment complex. What they are...
No, it don't. It does not look like a normal apartment complex. You know why? There's no activity going on. Everybody's inside. Nobody's out and about. That basketball court is too neat. Right here?
Yeah, I see it.
It's too neat. This looks like a disguise.
Yeah.
To say the least. It looks like something beyond. And then, honestly, even with apartment complex, this looks like typical, like, housing complex, right? Why we got a security gate and 9 times out of 10 you don't just allow any and every. No. You know what I'm saying? And now I do know apartment complexes have badges and stuff like that, but
that's what I was about to say. Like some apartment complexes are gated and you have to have a code.
But say for instance, if I pull up and I say, "Hey, I just want to see if I can explore or can I talk to, you know what I'm saying, housing."
Yeah, or even I'm pretty sure they're not allowed to have outside guests. So
there's no children around. That pool's. Is this a pool?
Right I don't know what date. Well, they don't.
It's Florida.
They don't go to school, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's strange. Okay.
It just looks too clean. Is what I'm saying.
Which clean is a good thing, but it just looks too clean. It just looks, very strange.
It looks too perfect.
Yeah.
There's 2 and 3 bedroom units where you've got like 4 bunk beds in the living room.
And look, you got security walking around. And then technically, is it gated? Technically, yes. I'm talking about the whole thing.
4 more bunk beds in each bedroom. Like you could be fitting like 15 people, easily 15 people into a unit. Like it's illegal.
They'll charge you for the apartment, for the food, for this, that, and the other thing. So if you leave, there are people who leave with $100,000 bill or more.
So I was born in Scientology. From the very first breath that I took, I was in the billion-year contract wrapped up because my parents had been recruited to go to the AFM. My parents are from North Mexico. I grew up in appalling conditions. In Mexico, the cadet org was disgusting. It was like 100 kids. I remember we had one nanny. She was like 16 years old and she was like stuck with like infants. Like my sister also grew up there. And I remember still like her being in a crib, like with full of urine, like no care for the babies at all.
Folks, we gotta emphasize what we just heard because it's so crazy. Imagine this, dozens of babies in a room, many of them crying, needing to be held, sitting in their own dirty diaper, and just one overwhelmed teenager caring for them, allegedly. It's sickening, and the reason, allegedly, this is done is because good old L. Ron Hubbard basically believes that babies should be treated like adults and they don't need any special sort of care or attention. From the age of 2 on, you sometimes saw your parents only once a week.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
So my parents worked for Scientology's most dedicated group called the Sea Org, the Sea Organization. They signed a contract pledging themselves lifetime after lifetime for 1 billion years to servitude to Scientology. It meant that they worked like 115-hour weeks. They got little to no time off.
Kids that were born into the Sea Org were taken care of by nannies. They didn't see their parents. They were lucky they saw them for an hour a week.
What are the benefits of doing all this? Why would someone devote their life to this?
When you're doing it, you think that you're dedicating yourself to an amazing cause. You think that you're like saving mankind, and it's sort of like the greatest purpose you could have.
And our parents were in this mission to save the world, right? It's like they're all like stuck in this like, job that they were doing for Scientology that they were prioritizing over their newborns, basically.
Well, they really believe they're saving the planet. This is like a mind control factory.
We wanted to get our feet wet with Scientology, so we went to their welcome center where they were selling the Diagnetic books, and I happen to know after doing some research that a lady named Pat sat at the front desk, and she was actually a media liaison. So I thought
that is crazy. She's the only black person I've seen this whole time. But I do know the other guy, he's Hispanic, but ain't that many like...
I have to see everybody, child. Cause that.
But most of the time when you seeing them, even a glimpse and it's just mass, ain't that many like multicultures,
Yeah.
It's a predominantly, Caucasian.
in some research that a lady named Pat sat at the front desk and she was actually a media liaison. So I thought she'd be a good person to talk to. Here's how this mission went. Good morning, good morning. Oh, I'm a travel vlogger.
No filming.
Oh, I'm just a travel vlogger.
Stop filming in here, please.
Pat Harney, you gotta relax. This is public, right? You open it up. All are welcome. L. Ron Hubbard. And who is L. Ron Hubbard?
He is a science fiction, Western fantasy author. Born in 1911 in Tilden, Nebraska. He is a guy who lived an amazing life, but it was a pathological liar and a con man. He basically created Dianetics as sort of this like poor man's psychotherapy, and then a few years later created Scientology.
Hey there, how you doing?
This is a private property.
I'm just trying to buy a book, sir. And why does no one here answer questions?
Might come over here.
Can I buy a book first?
Private property, you can, but you can buy it out here.
Are you like a leader here?
Can you please come outside?
Are you a Sea Org member?
Can you please come outside?
I will come outside if you can answer like 3 questions. I would love to come outside.
Come outside, please. This is private property.
Hey, L. Ron. All right, Pat, have a good day. I wish we could have talked more, honestly. Hey, guys, they're not really open to the public anymore. We have their Agent Smith coming.
Can you come up?
Oh, no. Agent Smith, what got you into Scientology?
How he coming up with the camera talking about some?
But y'all want me? No.
Hey, when you get up out my... Get up out of my face. Why I knock you?
Oh, sorry. I'm just.
Watch out, sir.
Hold on. I'm standing still. He's taking a picture. I'm trying to pose. I don't want it to be a blurry photo. The Hacienda Gardens. What time do you think I should be by later? Like, do you guys do cookouts or anything like that?
Yeah, something like that.
I bet you guys would actually enjoy.
Check out our website. Check out our TV channel. Okay. Fantastic.
All right.
Throw your sit up, see.
They answer no questions. I wasn't allowed to buy the book, which I was genuinely, I would have bought the book. I met Pat at the front.
Pat is the PR person here.
Oh, she's the PR person. No one would answer even one question.
Of course not.
Next, we went to the infamous flag building.
Maybe he should have went. Tommy, next time go in there with like the glasses that got the cameras and just go like, "Hey, how you doing?"
One of those.
Yeah, like and go in like that
Real
instead of going with a
yeah.
guy with a camera and go in like that.
And act like
Start investing in stuff like that type of equipment. I bet you 100% the approach would have been
because it's
different.
like, oh, you're really interested. Okay, well, this,
You gotta be
information to come to one of their seminars or something
you gotta be able to flow in a little disguise sometimes. Like a guy walking with a camera ain't necessarily like.
And where he come from with this?
He had a suit on, and he like they had somebody watching from a. You know what I'm saying?
That's strange.
He came suited and booted like he a hitman, like he a security. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Want to be James Bond?
To see if we could infiltrate and see what was going on inside. Unfortunately, a call to the Clearwater Police Department had already been made, and as soon as I touched the doors, I turned around and saw the police waiting for me. Looks like the police may have been called and are following us.
There was a call on a van. Suspicious vehicle, so.
A suspicious vehicle?
You guys can film all you want, but just don't antagonize them, I should say. Otherwise, they're gonna do a criminal trespass on you. So that means if you step foot on any of their property, you go to jail. It's silly.
But right now, I'm really just trying to talk to one Scientology member that'll answer.
Good luck.
Y'all weird, bro.
What is it like living in a city that's dominated by Scientology?
It's horrible. When we see them, they're marching in line like zombies, down the street.
What do you think about them owning $200 million worth of real estate?
I mean, if that's what they want to do and they're not hurting anybody else, as long as they're American citizens.
Well, they bought that whole block, 2 blocks, I believe, and then across the street too.
They pay their taxes.
They're tax exempt. So if you own,
know why?
He's an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, as long as they pay their taxes, like no, they don't pay taxes. It's a religious organization. They are tax exempt. All the money they make is their money. They don't contribute nothing to the American society.
And they making millions.
Yes.
If not more. I don't know the numbers.
And honestly, I ain't gonna hold you. A lot of people do try to come up with, even if it's not a religion, a non-profit, they disguise whatever business they got as a non-profit, so they can walk tax exempt. And it's getting out of hand because a lot of people are figuring some of that stuff out. And so, your tax, and they benefit off of your taxpayer money because they can apply for certain grants that your ass could never get approved for.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. Elon Musk needs to get on that. It needs to be looked at, investigated, and someone to make a good decision on that. And that's going to be President Trump.
Nobody knows anything.
Is the town trying to do something to...
The commissioners are, but what can you do?
Scientology started secretly buying up all the property downtown here in 2000.
Oh, they trying to... They literally...
She said they bought about at least 2 blocks.
So basically, they're trying to buy up the city. And
Which
basically,
is
it's going to eventually have their own town.
They own slowly but surely. That's what they're trying to do.
And it's a religion backing. So it's very hard to enforce the Constitution on them as well because I got to fully educate yourself. Don't let somebody just tell you what you're supposed to know or what you're supposed to believe in. Start doing your own research for your own goddamn selves and understand some things in life because there's a lot of uneducated fools that love speaking about shit in this world.
2017.
I was working in the hotels, I was doing demolition, I was doing construction, I was doing HVAC, and I was there with several hundred kids from all over the world. I was working 7 days a week, 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night, 365 days a year for 4 years.
So a lot of it was training, a lot of it was cleaning, and
Why they look like they militant? They just look like they supposed to be in the Navy.
Did like laundry and cleaned the rooms of executives, so they would like inspect with a white glove to make sure that we didn't miss anything.
Oh, they militant in the mud, see?
Tom Cruise gives all credit to Scientology for his success. Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise because...
Yes, he is. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say you knew that. Yeah.
Cause Pat, we didn't do that video, but Pat did a video about. We might gotta go back and do that one. Pat did a video about Tom Cruise being like heavily into it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
As he's Tom Cruise, not because of Scientology.
Every single window is
That is
closed.
crazy.
Every single blinds that you could see into is closed at a certain level until it ends. They're a very don't look in here type of a place. What was going through your head when your parents decided we're going back?
Or look out.
Since my whole entire family was connected to it, it never left us. So we were still kind of like exposed
Relatives
to
were into it
my
as well.
relatives, all my aunts, all my uncles, all my cousins, everybody. I signed a billion-year contract, and now I'm there for the rest of my life. And my pay was gonna be $50 a week. So I was like, oh damn, I'm 10K and that $50 a week. I'm like, okay, I guess I just have to really make it here.
When I was 12 years old, I was moved across the country.
And that's another way they keep you, because if you leave, you leave with this debt.
And you like,
And then you like, how I owe y'all money? Y'all can't even report this. You want to bet?
they'll find a way.
And
to
then
hold something
that's
up
free
your head.
money for them.
Yeah.
And so you go out to the society, you like, damn, I don't have an education. I don't have a high school diploma, let alone a college degree. You have work experience, but can you even translate that as far as credibility for anything?
Yeah.
Because I'm coming from this organization that is not recognized by the rest of the world, so I have nothing of value. So how do I transition into the rest of the world, rest of society, and be able to fully thrive and function and be successful in life without the, and especially going in with thousands and thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. You can't, you tell an individual right now, but if you decide to go off into the world 25 with no high school diploma, no college degree, no education backing, and no work experience, but you got $100,000 in debt, what 9 times out of 10, they're going to panic and freak the fuck out. They ain't going to know what to do.
Yep.
That is insane, man.
Here to Clearwater, and my parents were still in California.
Any part of you say, something's not right here, something's really wrong?
I don't think that second part added into it. Not like there's something really wrong. It was, that whole thought process pretty much just stopped at the point where I was like, I don't know what to do about this.
Even the higher ups, like, yes, they had some things easier, but that's really mostly at the top. I feel like Scientology is like a game of power, and everybody has to report on each other, and that's how you get to the top, is essentially by throwing other people under the bus. That's the only way you can feel important.
The way to happiness? This used to be the Lisa McPherson Trust. This is where we had our offices, right next door to Scientology's OSA, Department of Office of Special Affairs, was right there. The dirty tricks people, right through there. That was my office, right behind these windows here. All locked up. They don't want anyone to see what's going on in there now. Now that they know your cameras are here, this entire several blocks of front groups are shut down.
One thing that comes to my mind when I walk past all these empty buildings that look like they're fully functioning offices, but no one's here.
Right.
It's like North Korea. It's like a very staged play that you're a part of.
Yeah.
Yet when you look, just peek a little bit behind the surface, like there's no one. All the windows are shut. There's no sunlight coming in. There's no one here. Look, they make it look like someone just had a meeting in here, or let's see if there's a front desk right here. This is an office that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, this is an office that should have at least a front desk worker, if not an employee. None of this has anyone in it. No city on earth feels the negative effects of Scientology quite like Clearwater, Florida. Some fantastic reporting by the Tampa Bay Times reveals how the church has taken over the city. In 1975, the church purchased the Fort Harrison Hotel and made this their headquarters. Over the decades, the church began acquiring real estate at a ferocious pace, scooping up property after property. Since then, they've poured hundreds of millions into more than 200 buildings, owning the majority of the Clearwater downtown. Mind you, this is with tax-free money because somehow the IRS lost their balls when confronting the church, ruling in 1993 Scientology to be a tax-exempt religion. The weird thing is, they've left most of the buildings vacant, turning Clearwater into a sort of North Korean ghost town. The question is why? Insiders speculate it's because they want to show a dominant presence, but the truth is they simply do not have the numbers of people to occupy these buildings, and it's no surprise. Their peak membership numbers were before the internet, but now that their practices are widely publicized, they are unable to recruit new members and are slowly going extinct. But even as a dying empire, they still have a great deal of power over Clearwater, and they are crushing the businesses in the downtown. Just take it from Tony, a local entrepreneur who is facing dire financial circumstances because of the church.
So this is obviously our place. We start off with the Nash keys, and between like bureaucracy and stagnation, we had harassing phone calls about us not being part of the community, to get out of the town, even death threats later. But it took us 3 years to get these places open, a year and a half of permitting. More walls than you can imagine were being put up for us, but we got open.
When you say death threats, tell me more about that.
Death threats meaning like poisoning, harassing, to get the f out of the town. That
someone tried poisoning you?
No, they allude to that they're going to poison me.
Describe what's happened to this block over time and how Scientology has impeded local.
It do look like a ghost
The way
town.
they actually affected is that the negative stigma that has on it, the overbearing control and presence that they portray. They like to portray like a sense of unity that is disheartening to the most of the community.
Is that their bus behind us?
Absolutely. They're more organized than our government.
Oh, that's wow.
That's
Their bus
insane.
windows are blacked out.
That's
They
insane.
have very weird things that they do. I've seen a bunch of strange things. This is it. It's a two-story club.
It is nice. And in the evening times, I've seen this place just booming.
If you want to fight against the empire of Scientology, come into this local business, spend some money, get a cigar, get a drink, and meet this handsome fella right here.
Let's take back Clearwater, $1 at a time, like you just said.
Do you remember what feelings were going on in your head as a 5-year-old that led to the paint thinner?
We had no one to go to. Like, there was no adults around. Like, all the adults were compromised. So in 1986, L. Ron Hubbard ends up dead, and because they had seen that a lot of people had left the Scientology because they were treating them so horribly, they would always come back with this amnesty. We're gonna forgive you for all the suppressive acts you committed. If you come back, if you write them down, then we'll forgive you, and then pretend they didn't happen. So that's when my parents got roped back in. They said, you're suppressive because you blew because your child almost died. Oh no, we're gonna forgive you for having left without permission.
To really see what's going on in Hacienda Gardens, we got a drone operator that's gonna be able to show us what's happening and also show us their real estate holdings. Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you. Big fan. This is crazy. Did
Appreciate
not expect
you,
this
man.
today.
Oh, if you could go over to where the pool is, then that will help orient me a little better. It's like if you
want to turn around?
Yeah, straight up there.
That's why I said like the, hold
A
on,
little better. It's like
like the pool area.
Doesn't even look like it's.
It's never touched.
Yeah.
Name one pool area that's open and accessible that doesn't even have like what's the little joints you put on the little I don't lounge by the pool, but the little pool chair. Yeah, little lounge chair. Or even floaties.
Just anything. Like,
You
they're
have
probably not
nothing,
even
the
allowed
beach
to-
ball. I don't see no barbecue grill. Well, this is a grill, but they're covered up. Come on now. This shit don't be occupied. Ain't none of this shit is operating.
Just like the buildings that they have that have all the furniture, have all the stuff in there, just staged, but no one is actually working or utilizing the
Do
building.
they even
for
get to
real.
watch like television, like any type of entertainment
Probably.
beyond what they're fed from the church?
Probably not, because then that'll be like outside influence.
True, and they try to restrain them from being influenced by anything beyond the church. That's insane. I could not.
if
You want to turn around?
Yeah, straight up there.
Do these cars even fucking move? Because every time you see one of them, they're walking. These cars don't move, bro. You don't see no tire burn. You don't see nothing. That asphalt is too perfect. Even the white lines look like they just been paved.
Yeah.
These cars don't move, bro. There's no lines in.
Yeah, and go to the end. That was where.
Right here.
That was the end one. Yeah. And my mom.
That was the
And that
penthouse
ending.
suite there.
It was just 4 condos, and there would always be a security guard posted, sitting across the way looking.
It actually won't let me go lower. That's weird.
Do you think it's a blocker?
That's the only thing I can think of, because they'll let me go up, but it won't let me go back down to where I was.
Interesting.
It's really odd.
And you lived in these apartments for how long?
For about 4 years.
There go the first sign of anything. Somebody's on a bike back here. And now I saw somebody walking.
And you lived in these apartments for how long?
You see, it's a bike, but the security guard is walking. And there's one person on a bike. Name one apartment complex, y'all, like, it's a nice sunny day. Name one apartment complex y'all know where nobody's out.
Mm-hmm.
Let there be a nice sunny day here.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what day it is. It can be a work day.
Mm-hmm.
People are out.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't saying like it's supposed to be packed.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But beyond a security guard walking and one individual riding on a bike in a...
Are they allowed to have like animals and stuff?
What's today? Today's Sunday. I was about to say, I saw the kids out today, but I forgot today's
Today
Sunday.
weekend. Are they allowed to have like like pets and stuff? I wonder.
I'm
I'm
nah,
just
because that's going
wondering.
to be an influence on them too.
The pets?
Yeah, it makes them too happy. We got to control their happiness. For real though?
No, it's
Is this an air conditioning unit?
Yeah.
Is that even running?
For about 4 years.
I lived here for a few years as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember which block you lived in?
Multiple blocks, but one of the last ones was this one right here.
And you really can't get out unless they let you out. Like, we would have to come out and tell them what we were doing. Like, if it was on one of the mornings where we would do cleaning.
She is little.
And if we wanted to, like, go to the gas station or something like that. we'd have to
Like even
talk.
going for a walk
That's the
outside.
thing, like a normal apartment complex.
You hear him? He said like a normal apartment. Like they can't even like go out without going and like.
Where you going? What you doing?
I have to tell you where. And then what you have to confirm to make sure that that's where I'm going.
I wonder
That's miserable.
if you go over here and ask the people across the way, because this is an apartment complex. Do y'all have any interaction with the others across the street? And they'd be like, "No, we never really see them come in and go."
If they don't own it too. But probably
That's
not.
true. That well,
I don't know. It doesn't seem to be as gated. It's not like
accessible.
Yeah, it's more accessible, and they don't honestly like. Yeah.
But ain't no back gate to it, so it's only front opening. It looks like
unless does this just go right back around?
No,
like I don't know.
Oh yeah. I'm saying like right here. You know how you got the. It looks like it's only a one way in, one way out situation.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's no back exit.
Yeah.
A station or something like that.
Like even going for a walk
that's
outside.
the thing, like a normal apartment complex, you know, the magnetic doors, you know, like if you have gates and magnetic doors, usually you can get out. You might need a key to get in. You cannot get out of this apartment complex without a security guard letting you out and opening the gate.
Is that D block? Why can't I read it? Yeah, that's D block.
Okay, so I lived here in D block.
Yeah.
Like
so
towards-
interestingly, they actually turned the camera away from us.
Oh, that's weird. Anyway, so I lived at the end of D block in like the lower levels. They actually had fixed these ones up to be a little bit nicer.
Would you be surprised if they had vehicles patrolling?
I'm sure they have vehicles patrolling.
Is it that? Are they that paranoid?
Yeah. I mean, David Miscavige takes his security as seriously as a head of state.
The car's getting in.
Let's get in.
You go back and get out.
Hey, we got a meeting with David Miscavige. Hey, you're passing. Go back. Hold on, please, sir. I just want to ask questions of David. Sir, please. Stop, sir. Sir, please. Oh, sir, ow!
Jeez, there are one.
And I ain't gonna hold you. Look at the type of gate they got.
Oh, sir.
That gate you can't see through it. It looks like it's probably what it's more than 6 feet tall. So it might be a 7 foot. Nah, as far as the spice part, it might be 7 foot. But that's a high gate for visibility.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not insane?
Very much so. Very much so. Oh, well, people drive. They got one driver going out.
That could be security coming to change shifts.
Could be, yeah.
Or somebody going to run errands for the.
It could be, child. I don't know.
You're out! Jeez, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 cameras on us right now.
How long were your parents out before they went back in?
What was this? Maybe 3-4 years. Then L. Ron Hubbard dies. They go back to Mexico. They get recruited back in again.
Was their life terrible outside of Scientology?
My grandparents were chill. My grandparents were normal people.
So what would have possibly motivated after they escaped and had freedom for 3 or 4 years?
Scientology caters to a narcissistic personality because the thing is, it promises superiority. It promises you're going to be better than everyone else.
Did you ever get to confront your parents about that or ask them, are they still in it?
No, my parents aren't in Scientology anymore, and they think Scientology is horrible, and they've said that it's the biggest regret of their life.
How was it escaping Scientology?
Well, I guess the thing is that in Scientology, at certain levels of management, they actually won't let you leave. The area will be surrounded by gates and they won't let you out the door. If you manage to leave, they'll chase you, because when you leave, people who are in Scientology are no longer able to speak to you. You can't get a job at a Scientology company. In my case, I didn't know how to drive. I didn't have a bank account. And so your livelihood actually getting a job depends on you being connected to these people, or you lose every family member. And so while you can just walk away, that's totally deceiving. You risk losing everything that's important to you if you do.
I got it in my head that we wanted to storm the Celebrity Center, which is the place that the highest ranking and most influential Scientologists go. Actors like Tom Cruise and John Travolta, and businessmen like Grant Cardone. So I wanted.
Damn, John.
I didn't know John was okay.
God damn, that's insane. But look at these people, though.
Yeah.
Once you start understanding the mold and the build of the individual, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
I wanted to see for myself what was behind these walls. Here's how that went. Whoa.
Oh.
Wait, where's the private property line? Where's the line?
Private property. Guys, it's private property.
Is
You're
that
on the sidewalk?
He's on private. Oh my God, he's on private property.
Right on the sidewalk?
No, but
you're on private property.
What makes it worth selling your soul for $1 billion years?
Just move to the sidewalk. That's
Does
what we're
Tom
asking.
Cruise know that you guys work for $50 a week?
What we're asking is just to move to the sidewalk. You need you to move out here.
Oh, whoa.
Come this way.
Are you?
You need to move off private property.
Why are you bumping and grinding on me? This ain't a Nelly song.
We need you to move.
I'm so done.
I ain't gonna lie, the black guy, he look like, oh, whatever you need me to do, bud, I got your back.
That's what he look like.
He look like, I got your back, man. Just let me know. Yeah, the Scientology, they promised me a lot. They're gonna take care of me forever, man. It's 1 billion years. We are 1 billion years dedicated to this bitch.
Move off. You're on private property, sir.
How do we talk to someone from Scientology?
You need to leave right now. Get off the property.
Uh-oh.
Get off the property.
Uh-oh.
You're trespassing. You need to leave right now. You need to leave right now.
Don't touch me.
I see the muscle.
Yeah,
He the
coming
muscle.
up like.
He the one with the bass in his voice. Man, you nerd ass motherfucker.
Property.
Don't touch me.
It's private property. You need to leave right now. Leave right now. It's private property.
All right, we'll be back. We'll be back.
Sir, you just need to be
pushing me?
Stop pushing me.
You push me?
I see you're on private property. We just need to move off here.
I don't have anything against you guys. I'm just curious
He's
what.
trying to help y'all escape.
You can escape. You still can leave. To think that you would work 80 hours a week.
And then look at the
makes
gate.
it worth it? Are the security guys there? Are they Scientologists?
Yes, they're actually some of the most important Scientologists. Have you ever heard of the term OSA? That's the Office of Special Affairs, sort of like Scientology's FBI, CIA, Secret Service, all in one. So they do all the dirty work. They're very high ranking.
Dude, what would have happened if we had a fist fight?
I'm sure you probably would have.
But I get you.
3 of them?
This is William Jude. When I told Aaron Levin-Smith I was headed to LA to further investigate the church there, he said you gotta meet up with William. Known for his work battling the church on his YouTube channel Scientology Audit LA Streets, William has spent months documenting and battling Scientology. Together, we go on a mission to infiltrate the church's LA stronghold.
So my name is William Good. I'm an activist out here. Had a beef with Scientology a couple of years ago, and they said some really crude things to me.
What did they say?
A security guard told me to suck his c***. So I thought that was kind of crude, so I said I'm gonna end your religion, and so here we are. So they're working 110 hours a week for nothing.
They're literally slaves.
They're slaves, and a lot of these people come from other countries, right? So they bring them here on religious visas, and then once we get here, they take their paperwork away, so now they're stuck.
Should we visit one of their plantations?
Sure. Let's go for it.
Let's go.
All right. So let's just drive by there real quick so I can just show you how to go about doing it. Then park a few blocks away, and then if you walk in with your cameras,
yeah,
there's no chance. Because when I come walking down the street, I have to hug the wall so they don't see me. The minute she sees me, she goes,
Look at her running.
They will literally run in there and close the door.
We got our guy, Cheddar, aka Texas Bud.
My bad.
No, you say.
I about to say, this is the guy that I be watching sometimes.
Who, dude?
The dude, when I told you the dude that be sometimes standing outside.
Oh, you talking about the black dude? Or him?
No, the dude that
No hair.
went in. I can't remember his name.
The no hair.
Yeah, him. I don't know if he.
Yeah, he's black.
Oh, okay.
I got black from him, but I don't know. He could be mixed, could be biracial.
Yeah. Well, anyway, him. I've watched him a couple times. That's the dude I told you sometimes be standing outside, like on the sidewalk, and when people, he be like, they be trying to get people to come in, and he be like telling them like, hey, like this is a scam. This is a da 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 da. But him, that's him.
I was back for another investigative piece. You may have seen him in the sex, money, murder piece in Dallas, where he infiltrated the prostitution ring. Now we're sending you into Scientology, man.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I don't know too much about this, so we're just gonna go in there.
He too loud and
genuinely
flashy,
curious,
though.
like what's going on.
I think that's the perfect approach. It's gonna be similar to the Clearwater bookstore, so we want to get a fresh perspective. So, Chenna, good luck on your mission.
Gotcha.
And no tortas on the way there. Just make it straight to the wall, okay?
You.
Go get him, Chenna.
Doors are locked, doors are closed.
Oh, they shut the doors.
Yeah, so they realized. They're no joke with the things.
What happened in there?
No, nothing.
They just closed the
closed
doors?
the doors.
Did you see him close the doors?
No.
They already had him closed.
They already had him closed.
This is Dre. He's one of the editors on my team and has been with us for a few months cranking out videos. In making this piece, we found out that he actually had joined Scientology for about a week. Here's what we learned from him.
I'm Dre, and I almost joined Scientology. It was back in 2020 that I took a trip out to LA. Being in the area, you always heard about Tom Cruise talking about Scientology. So it was one of those stops I wanted to do. I was just on a regular touristy trip. I was looking at the stars, and then they got people in suits always just walking down and forth closer to the Scientology building.
So go, black girl. She a part of it. I'm telling you, they stick out like a sore thumb, bro. Just like the Mormons when they be like the Mormon boys when they go into the hood. You be like, bro, come on. We already know what y'all quit. Like Jehovah's Witness, come on now. Y'all stick out like a sore thumb, bro.
People in suits always just walking down and forth closer to the Scientology building. So that's where they got me. Initially, when you go into that building, they have their showroom. So that first half that I stepped into was the museum part. And they have posters, TVs, small little like segments of like who they are. And then once you go into the back room, it looks more of an office, but like higher end office. They have their cubicles. They'll bring you into one of their cubicles and start talking to you. It felt like therapy. The whole time they're very personal. So they're always looking at you. It feels like they actually want to get to know you. We were in there for I want to say like 4 hours. They emphasized me coming back. And they kept on saying like, oh, well, how long are you here till? You know, could you come back tomorrow? We can like do more things. So they took me from the initial consultation, I'm gonna call it, and then they pitched me well, you know, we think you'd benefit from this first seminar, which is this book right here. I got this book during that seminar. So if someone was leading the course, they showed us.
But also, I feel like they know.
They know what?
They know who they can get. Like, say for instance, you go there, you're like, hey, I really, like, this is my mission to, like, really expose. But if you go in there with a sense of curiosity, like a slight possibility of interest, you can be sold. I think a lot of people in this world can be sold things that they think they can't be sold. And I know it sounds contradictory, but anything can be sold to anybody, right? And that's a salesman. I worked in sales, and I know anything, like literally, my interview was literally, sell me this pen. And this is, I work for, it's a company I've talked about. Basically in the interview, they tell you, sell me this pen. How would you sell me this pen? And then after that, they ask you a question of, what is something you're interested in? Sell me that. If it's something like, sell me something you don't believe in, which is a pen. So, can I borrow your pen?
I'm not selling no pen.
No, can I borrow your pen? Can you write your name down for me? Need a pen?
I'm sorry, because I was about to be petty and grab one of the other pens.
No, I'm just saying, if you don't, you have no.
But if I have none, yeah.
You know, sometimes in life you come across a situation where you need a pen. This is actually a great pen, you know?
Yeah.
But you don't have a pen right now.
Yeah.
And you need to write that check. That check is very important for you. So you need to sign it. I have something that you don't have, which is a pen. So it's going to be 50 cents.
Yeah. I get you. I got you.
I need 50 cents for the pen.
Give me my pen.
This is actually my pen right now. I'm selling you a pen. I need 50 cents for the pen. You got another pen, make it work. Or you can use my very luxurious pen.
Okay, well, you can keep the pen.
All right.
You
say no
just
more.
keep it. Just keep it, child. I got other pens.
Or you can sell somebody something they like.
Yeah.
Hey, if whatever you're interested in, sell.
But thank you. But give my pen back, for real.
You have no pen.
Give me my pen.
Things in this world cost money. If you need to write something down, you have to buy a pen.
I'm not buying something that's.
But you go to the store, you buy a pen. I got a
good
I don't
pen
have right
a pen,
here.
But that's my pen.
I got a good pen right here. You refusing to buy a pen, so you shit out of luck. But some things can be anything in life can be sold. The pen don't work.
Yeah, this pen do work.
Barely. They barely get out. You still don't have a pen.
Give me my pen, bro. I have some plethora of pens.
But you see, like, that's one thing. Send me a pen. You like, hey, can I borrow this pen? You pick it up. You're like,
I'm touching my pen.
I need you to, you know what I'm saying? Be like, hey.
But yeah, I got you. Didn't have to hold my pen hostage, child.
But he had an interest about it. Reason why he's intrigued by LA. Like he said, I saw the stars. I'm infatuated with Tom Cruise because I looked into him, and it already sparked the interest to you as far as interesting, not of exposing.
And I also feel like depending on how much they will have to like convince you. Like if it's easy to convince you and like within like a few seconds, you're like, oh, okay, let's go. Let me go in and see what this is about. They're like, oh, got us one. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to like you really having to convince you, like, okay, this one is going to be a little bit harder. We really have to like, then I feel like maybe I don't know do they take different approach? Like a different approach for different people depending on how easy it was? Like, I don't know.
Because I remember that time I had an interview for one of the little pyramid things, right? And he was like, oh, meet me at Starbucks, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a Starbucks drinker. I'm not a Starbucks drinker at the time. Like, 100%. So he's like, hey, you want something? You can get whatever you want. I'm like, I don't drink Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah.
they're like, oh shit. Like
Yeah.
your approach is weird.
Yeah,
now.
so you're like, oh, now I gotta find.
And so he's trying to intrigue me because I'm a young college student. So okay, and this is a married couple that's talking to me about this business, and then I'm black, right? So like, all right, what's the best way to get a black person to believe in something? For real, especially a young black person.
Yeah.
Other black people. If you can convince me, and I'm just like, so we just sit here. You tell me 3 random black people pull up in a BMW.
That you just so happen to.
Oh, hey, this is one of the guys that works, and he's in a BMW.
Yeah.
And then she's in a BMW.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all these random people coming, and then like, I'm like,
this is no coincidence.
I'm just
like,
smiling.
Very strange.
I'm gonna smile in your face, but I'm gonna go home and be like, block your ass.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna smile in your face
Like, I'm gonna keep
to escape the situation, but I'm gonna block your ass.
Yeah.
I'm not gullible, bro. Cause I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And then we was talking about the BMW club. Why? But then I went home. I'm asking people I've seen. Like, so what's up with this? And everybody was so secretive.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's really up with this?
Yeah.
I don't know. And I just was like, dude used to hit me up all the time. Like, hey,
I'm
ignore.
good.
I didn't even tell him I'm good. Ignore. Ignore. I could have plethora of meetings with you. Ignore.
Those videos, we talked about it. They made us like write, so it was a full blown, you're interacting with the person teaching us and then the videos they're showing us.
Was that the last time you went? Like, did you ever return to Scientology?
I never went back, but I know that I continuously get emails and I still get.
He's still interested. He's still interested. He's not 100% convinced to walk away from it.
Letters sent to me.
Is that Jennifer?
That's
Jennifer
Crosshauer. She's like their main.
I just pull up to their work.
That is Jennifer.
That is Jennifer. Should we talk to her?
Try to.
Rough
The
and
lady
pop
William
out.
spotted as Jennifer
Sometimes you gotta pop out and
She
show
is
me.
Scientology's chief legal officer, even though it's unclear if she even has a license to practice law. She's the one in charge of things like getting restraining orders on protesters and personally signing all legal documents between the church and the city of Los Angeles. We jump out on foot to try and speak with her. Jennifer, can we talk to you a little bit? How's the Sea Org treating you? We can help you get out if you want to. Jenny!
Stay off the property. Jenny! You're trespassing.
Jenny ran in the building and she gone.
Can you tell me what the line is?
Private property. Let's go. Let's go. Get out of the property.
Oh shit, he pulled up. They got, you know how crazy that is? Y'all got people circling the block, watching in a car. That's weird.
Get the fuck out. Get out. You're trespassing.
Where's the line?
Okay.
Where's the line?
Pepper spray. Now you get out or I'm gonna use it.
That seems like a crime.
Yes, go ahead, report it.
It's
That's a
actually,
little pussy move.
isn't that a sidewalk? Technically, like, even though a sidewalk can be on your property, I can still walk on the sidewalk. Because technically, that's still, you know. But I guess since it got a staircase.
Sidewalk to the building, not a sidewalk on the street.
I guess since it got staircases walking up, like, so,
I don't know.
See, that was easy.
A real man wouldn't need pepper spray. I would love to see the inside. Has any footage really been
She
captured
got
on the
gone,
inside?
though. She
Through the
hit that door, hit
windows,
that lock.
But every time we film through the windows, they try to prosecute. You notice something? No windows are open, right? Shades are down everywhere.
So with the internet, it's almost impossible for them to recruit.
Yeah.
Before the internet, when information wasn't exposed, it was a cool hip Hollywood thing. All the LA people were doing it. Monkey see, monkey do.
And it looks like a tourist attraction, right? It's because it's so big and exposed out there. So people would go to Hollywood like, oh, you want to go see the Scientology building?
Oh, sure.
And then they get in there having a seminar and you believe in that shit.
But that ship has sailed.
Yeah, the Celebrity Center, the reason they bought the Celebrity Center is that was going to be their main recruiting spot. That's where all the stars are going to come hang out. And you know what? I want to be part of that. That's cool. And they give acting classes there for free? Hell yeah, I want to go there. Little do you know, it's not really an acting class. You're just being recruited in. But now, because of information, all the younger generation knows. They're like, oh no, that place is a cult.
What was the moment that drove you to the point where you said, I gotta get out of here?
It's hard to just say one moment because
But what was
so many
defining
things
moment?
happened throughout my life. So many things that were horrible, so many things that should have been the moment. But It was after a period of time where I had been on a Scientology mission that was in an area where it wasn't as so rigid as the base that I had returned to after, where they weren't letting people sleep. They were like, if you were to fall asleep during an L. Ron Hubbard lecture, they would make you like, they would first embarrass you in front of everybody by screaming at you, and then they would make you scrub the dumpster with a toothbrush, and we weren't having any time off at all. So it was just getting more and more strict.
What made your parents leave?
They were at Scientology's international management base, and so they were witness to a lot of things that were going on there, including my uncle David Miscavige, who's the leader of Scientology, like physically beating staff.
Like punching him?
Yeah, like punching in the face. And my parents themselves were separated from each other for many, many years.
Wow.
This is a loaded question, but do you feel robbed of your childhood?
Yeah, actually I do often feel that way. I mean, I don't like go around being angry at it all the time. There was a period when I first came out of Scientology when I was angry at certain things that happened, but honestly, once I became a mom, I actually started to get a little bit more angry about my childhood because I didn't know.
What's your prediction about the future of Scientology?
These stories of how Scientology treats children are going to come out more and more, and people are going to be disgusted by them. So I feel like the more stories that come out into the public, the more, whether it's a legal battle that takes them down or just like a public relations or both, it's like nobody will join, they'll eventually be bled dry, and hopefully they have some legal battles that they lose as well, and it all comes together.
To show you how full...
I feel like it's going to be more legal. It's going to be for where something... Because long as they have celebrities, like a Tom Cruise and John Travolta, attached, that's high money earners, they'll still have an influx of money coming in. Not that like they would want it to, but you got to understand, those are celebrities. Just imagine the business people that's involved that you don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like millionaires, there are close to billionaires that are a part of them. Like even the YouTuber dude, he's invested millions of dollars into them. Remember like the Sunny V2 video?
Yeah.
Like they're getting those people. And that guy, it's still the age of internet, and they was able to suck him in.
Yeah.
They're still able to suck people in. Y'all just not seeing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's still people joining. It's not at a high rate of speed that it was in the past because, like they said, it is the internet stage. But it's gonna be a while until something legally happens.
Yeah.
And once something legally happens, it's either they're gonna flee and try to like escape it some kind of way, like Jonestown, or it's gonna be a lot of people go to jail behind it.
Yeah.
Full of lies and manipulation this church is. Just check out this 911 call they made on us.
Hey, Northeast Unit 45906, just left 1306 L. Ron Hubbard Way, Church of Scientology. CPR can direct to suspects 45 male whites. No further suspect vehicles.
They claimed we burglarized the church and fled the scene in our rental car. Here is us saying hello to the LAPD when they reported to the scene.
They're pointing at us. You want to pull up and talk to them?
Hey there!
That's the entire...
So apparently the LAPD showed up to the scene.
Yeah, just walk right here and just walk up.
Give my regards to Xenu, okay? Thank you. One thing to question is this. When there are repeated calls to a location like there is with Scientology, typically a city will label the property a nuisance property, which means the property in question must correct their issues or face legal action from the city. So why is it that Scientology can blatantly lie, allegedly, and disproportionately use city resources without repercussions? And keep in mind they are doing...
Ain't this crazy how they got all these different faces, but when you really see, it's not a full representation of all these different faces.
And disproportionately use city resources
all day on DirecTV channel 320. I ain't got DirecTV, but
I won't tune in or
without repercussions.
I would.
And keep in mind they are doing this as an entity that does not even pay taxes. All right, folks, that was a look into the world of Scientology. If you'd like to see more of William's stuff, his Instagram and YouTube is tagged in the description. Thank you guys for joining me on this journey. Don't join a cult. We'll see you next week. And my final thoughts is I send my regards to David Miscavige. Peace. Folks, after seeing all this, you might be wondering a few things. Like, number one, why in the fuck has the FBI not kicked down this place's door, raided them, and gotten everyone responsible for child neglect and the other insane behaviors allegedly arrested? The other thing that comes to mind is how in the God's green earth is this place tax exempt after amassing a multi-$100 million real estate portfolio? I guess I'm gonna start my own religion so I can get rich too. Folks, I don't have all of these answers, but what I do know is this. If you send me other leads to cults, churches, people that need investigating, I will go boots on the ground. So send me leads to TommyGMcGee123.
Go investigate Joshua Holmes. I wanted to. Joshua Holmes. I really would like somebody to expose his ass. But I don't even know where to start because isn't like he's associated with Texas and what, New Jersey?
I know Texas. I don't know about New Jersey.
I thought it was like New Jersey or somewhere up that way.
Probably.
But go look into Joshua Holmes. For sure. For sure. But hey, man, it's weirdos everywhere, bro. See, looking up celebrities.
Oh, y'all. Yeah, if y'all see me on my phone, I was just looking up
a lot of celebrities. But ain't it crazy?
I was looking up all the celebrities that were a part of it or once was a part of it.
Like Lisa Marie Presley, before her passing, she was a part of it. The dude from that 70s show, the one that's locked up right now. He's
Danny.
a part of it.
What's that saying?
Danny, yeah. But ain't it crazy the offenses they like, you know? I know Tom Cruise, he pushes it for real. And he probably can recruit more people. You never know. But hey, man, y'all spam us up in the comments. Y'all let us know.
she deceased?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know?
I guess not. Maybe I did know and then forgot. I don't know. Okay, my bad.
But hey, man, y'all spam us up in the comments. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We are.
Ain't no time to kick it, gotta stack a flip for my folks. Dollar.